Namaste, Shalabais. Today's topic is inquiry. Some of you might know what it is, and for those of you who don't, inquiry is, well, it's taught in very many different ways, in different schools, different traditions, different ways of doing inquiry. They usually are a way of looking inside at your own subconscious, talking with your subconscious, so to say. And this can be done in different ways. You can do it yourself if you're experienced, but usually it is referred to when you do it with someone, either in small groups or one-on-one, two one-on-one, two together. And they can be open-ended, meaning they have no structure or no direction, and you simply inquire into what is there, or they can be more directional and focused with specific questions or topics that you're looking at. And I'm sure there's many other ways of doing inquiry out there that I'm not even aware of. So what will be common in all of them is that when you're doing inquiry, key thing is you want to talk to your subconscious and get an understanding of your patterns, your behavior, of your contractions, of your triggers, whatever. And when you're doing this, the main key element is that you have to have an open mind and inquire with a quality of curiosity, openness, and love. Because basically, yeah, you're trying to dig into the subconscious, and we have mental structures in place to protect you from seeing these things. This, for instance, what you can see that they do in hypnosis, where the idea is to surpass this protective layer of the mind and go directly into the subconscious. And the same you're doing in inquiry, where you're trying to dig into your subconscious and not just your superficial mind of, oh, well, what is actually my attitude on that? And then you come to a theoretical answer of what your attitude is on some topic. No, that's not what we're doing with inquiry. Inquiry, we're actually going in and seeing, okay, how do I actually feel about this topic? Well, I'm in Berlin. How do I feel about polyamory? No, endless topic here. So it's not about my theoretical belief about polyamory or any other topic. It's about how do I actually feel emotionally? What judgments do I have about it? What do I like? What do I not like? What do I get out of it? What do I push away? And all of these things are, of course, hidden in your subconscious. And if you want to talk to your subconscious, you need to approach it in a way where your defenses doesn't go up. So that means if you come in with a critical mind and a critical thought saying, I don't want to find this, or something comes up and you reject it saying, oh, but that's bad, or I don't want to be that person, or oh, why do I think like that? No, I should think something else. Ooh, no, that's not a politically correct thought, whatever. Like all these ideas we have about ourselves or ideas we have about this topic, they must really be put aside. And because if you use them, you won't be able to get in contact with your subconscious. And if you do, and you have such a reaction, you will just close up again straight away, and boom, you're up into talking about your theoretical beliefs or your self-image about what you think about this topic. So really, you need to approach with a sense of curiosity and openness, putting all your judgments aside and being, it's like going on an adventure, going on a journey and figuring out, what is it really that I feel about polyamory? Oh, how does it feel in my emotional sense? How does it feel in my body? What does it do when am exposed to this topic? Whatever, like what does it actually do with my feelings? These subtlenesses, the subtleness. Where does it contract in my body? What is my mental reaction to it? And so on. And to do that, curiosity is the key. Curiosity and openness. So, touching then a little bit on how we do this in practice, as I mentioned, you can, in theory, do it by yourself if you're experienced, but it's good to do it with someone. Um, and here also, as I keep talking about, your meditation practice comes into play. The better you are at, or more experienced you are at experiencing and recognizing subtleties in your body, in your perception, in your how nuanced and quickly you can recognize thoughts, pattern changes, how quickly you catch yourself in drifting off or dissociating from a topic. Things that you do practice and train in meditation will come very much in handy when you're doing inquiry. But you're doing it with someone who will then be helping you, what is often called holding space, and will be helping you with their presence for you to explore this topic and be there, helping you to keep on track, helping you to not drift off. So usually, or at least in the practices I have seen, when you have someone holding space, that person is supposed to be still not react or respond to your inquiry. So the person inquiring might share openly what they're finding and express whatever, and the person who's holding space should not come with feedback or comments, and that also involves body language feedbacks. Oh, ooh, like all these responses are also, as we talked about, this protective layer of the superego, or your defense mechanism. You want to get away from them, and you want to get away from your normal responses, or your normal, like the society created responses. If you get a reaction to that, like a reaction that is contradictory to, like, let's say you have an emotion that society doesn't accept, you're feeling aversion towards something, or you feel disgust with whatever, and then the person who's holding the space for you is confirming that social construct with their reaction. When you share about something that's not socially acceptable, they go like, ooh, what will be the reaction of the person inquiring? They will contract and feel, I am a bad person. And that's not what we want to do in inquiry. As I said, we want to explore, okay, I feel disgust with this topic, or I feel aversion, or something like that. And we go, oh, curious, why am I feeling disgusted by this topic? Let's figure it out. And then we need someone who's holding space to be neutral to what is coming up. What more to add to that? Hold on. I have such a fancy phone now that I can even pause the recordings. So going back to the inquiry, how to inquire. So you would then be, let's say, 2 people, and a good amount is at least 40 minutes per person, or up to 40 minutes, something around there, because you need some time depending on like what topic you're going through, how many questions you have or something. You need some time for each question. The first few minutes of an inquiry will usually, or often, at least in the beginning, be very much of a just clearing out all your thoughts, all your ideas, all your mental concepts around the topic. And then as you try to stay connected to the body, trying to stay connected to your emotions, you empty out all of these ideas and preconceived ideas, thoughts you have about something, and then you start sinking more into the body and start feeling, okay, what is it I really feel about this topic? And start really getting into the subconscious, starting getting answers from the body instead of answers from the mind. You can listen to the heart, you can listen to the belly. Some schools would even say you can listen to the sex, like your sex organs. Different body parts will have different answers, maybe. Like these are very big centers that have a lot to say emotionally. But scan for your emotions, your bodily reactions, and so on, and you need some time to get to that. So if you're doing a simple question, tell me a way. This is from the diamond approach that I use. They would use this question, tell me a way. So I would say, tell me a way you experience curiosity. And then I would go in and say, I experience curiosity when I'm out on the street and seeing a bird or whatever. And then as I kind of get like rid of these, I can start sinking a bit in and feeling like, how do I really experience curiosity? And I said like, yeah, it's this bubbly feeling of just, and there's this pool, and there's lack of fear, and these answers are like coming from a deeper place in your body, and these are the things you want to explore. And again, they don't come up if you let your defenses being there, if you let your defenses say, oh no, but it's bad to be fearless, oh boom, and then that response gets shut down. And you want to kind of inquire until you have a aha experience or a aha moment where, yeah, we know what an aha is, no? So the body is really like, okay, now it makes sense. You really get like a shift in understanding and acceptance, maybe not necessarily acceptance, but you understand, and you're then coming in with curiosity. So there is, and love, so there is acceptance as well, but you get something releases or something shifts because you have understood something, and that dissolves your pattern, that dissolves your structure and your belief. When you get to the truth of thing, you don't get to your protective perception of what you're supposed to, or what you think about something, or what you think you feel about something. You get to like the actual feeling, okay, I'm afraid of polyamory, okay, now it makes sense, or whatever, you know. You want to like inquire until you get such an experience. Doesn't always happen. I was told in the diamond approach they would sit in the original, when they started they would sit until they had that. It could take 10 minutes, could take an hour, they would just go. And now they're a bit more with times, and yeah, don't know why, but so maybe you have the aha experience, maybe you need a different question. As we talked about, it can be an open-ended question, so it can be simply just like, what is alive in you now? And then again, it's very important to stay connected with your body, with your emotion, and not just like, oh yeah, and then my uncle did this, and oh, we went there, and oh, I think about, oh, and then yesterday we made food, and like a mindy story. We're not interested in that. I imagine some schools there would even encourage the one who's holding space to like cut in and say, hey, recognize your body, or come back to your senses, whatever. Different schools, you can choose that beforehand, what kind of level of interaction you want to have for the partner who's listening, but in general, the person should just be holding space and not interacting too much. And in Diamond Approach, they would also ask the repeating, like they would repeat the question. So if we go back to the curiosity question, it would be, tell me a way you experience curiosity. And I would say, oh, well, I'm out and looking at the bird. And then it kind of comes to a stop for me where like, ah, yeah. And then I say, thank you. And then I get the question repeated again. Tell me a way you feel curiosity. And then I have to answer the same question over and over again, and I get it repeated, which can be very good for your exploration to have the question repeated. You answer, you feel your answer is complete, and then you get it again. So like, oh, okay, try again, or not try again, but like explore more. So that can be can be very nice as well. For questions in general, I really like having the opposites. So exploring the positive and the negative around something. So exploring, tell me something that makes you curious, but then also tell me something that stops you from being curious, or what is good about forgiveness and what is bad about forgiveness. So you really like look at both the sides of a topic, of an emotion or whatever, so that you get, because there's always something positive in the bad behavior you're doing. Tell me something good about being angry or hating someone, and then you will see like, yeah, but I feel entitled, or I feel rightful, or whatever. Like there's maybe not good feelings, but anyway, like you will most have likely have a positive drive to something. What is good about being addicted? Like, oh, we know it's bad to be addicted, but it's like, actually it's giving me a moment of relaxing in my day to zone out and just be by myself. And it's a positive thing, that I'm like a positive reinforcement or reward I get from my addiction. Yeah, so this is quite a lot of specific things on how to inquire as well, but the general gist is go in there with curiosity, like you're going on a little adventure inside yourself, see what is there, and be open and warm, embracing, welcoming to whatever you find, um, and have fun exploring.